What is up, guys? Today I have 5 Xbox One controllers, all different models that I bought broken for a steal, just $9 each on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to try to clean them up, repair what's wrong, and see if I can flip them for a profit. Here you can see how dirty each of these controllers are. Let's plug them in and test each one individually to see what's wrong. We're starting with a blue Xbox One controller. This isn't the shock blue, just the standard model 1708. No visible scratches or dings, battery cover's still there, but there's a lot of grime that needs cleaned off. Alright, let's plug it in and give it a test to see if anything's wrong. We can see that it does have power when plugged in, which is a good sign. The joystick feels a little sticky, and in the gamepad tester, the left stick isn't going all the way up. Let's dig right in. First, take off the grips. There were some batteries left in this controller, so we'll take those out too. Next, we remove the back screws. Remember, heat up the back sticker a bit to peel it off and access the center screw. Once it's open, make sure to remember which stick is which. It can get confusing pretty easily. Now we'll disassemble the motherboard and daughter board to get a better look inside. With the daughter board off, both sticks feel fine mechanically. I'll still replace the potentiometer with the bad axis just to be safe. But first, I'll remove the main board and clean all the buttons and rubber pads. Cleaning thoroughly is important. It helps prevent future wear or failure. Now I'll dry everything thoroughly, getting into every hole with a tapered paper towel and blowing out any excess moisture with air. Next, I'll pop off the bad potentiometer from the joystick housing before desoldering it. To desolder, I'll use a simple trick. Apply pressure with the finger as I melt the solder. Slowly, the potentiometer rises out. Switch pressure to the other side as needed to lift it evenly. No wick or solder sucker needed. Super simple. To install a new one, I slightly bend the pins outwards so it fits into the board, then press it into place. Push it firmly towards the joystick module until it snaps in. You can see it working here. Sometimes you might need to bend the pins outward a little before seating them back in to keep the stick centered. Finally, I soldered the new potentiometer to the board. Here's the fix installed. Everything looks clean and the buttons feel great. Let's test it. Now the sticks go all the way up and there's no drift. It's fixed. Let's finish it up. Solder back on the rumble motors, reassemble the housing, and we're good to go. looking nice and clean. That's one down and 4 more to go. Let's keep rolling. So this next controller we are picking out is a black model 1537, and it seems to be overall pretty dirty. I noticed that one of the bumpers is sticking, and in the gamepad tester I see that it's now the right joystick that won't go up the whole way. This controller actually has the opposite problem of the first one. Let's unscrew the back housing by carefully peeling back the sticker and then exposing the main boards. The joystick modules seem to be filled with dirt and hair, so we will make sure to give them a good cleaning as well as replace the potentiometer on the bad axis. Luckily, the button on the sticky bumper I felt earlier seems fine, so it's probably just a mechanical problem. Here, we give them a good scrubbing to ensure all those mechanical problems disappear. We will start once again by prying back the pot to ensure that it can come loose while desoldering. I use the same method again, but since it's in a different spot, I use a different grip and now just apply pressure with my thumb as I melt the solder. Eventually, it comes loose, and I use my iron as a wick to expose 3 holes in the board. We can see now, as I have it back together as bare bones, that the gamepad tester is now showing that the stick goes up the whole way. Now that it's together, we will list it, and now on to the next. Next up, we have a white 1708 controller that is, first of all, missing the back battery cover and is, yet again, really dirty. Let's plug it in and see how it does. I couldn't really find anything wrong with this controller, other than maybe the select button was a bit sticky, but it was hard to tell. Here's an up close of the dirt we'll be getting clean, so let's start by getting the grips off and unscrewing the body. We can heat up the back sticker to take out the last screw. With the housing off, we can get a clearer view of some of the buildup causing the select button to stick. Once again, let's desolder the rumble motors from the daughter board to get a better clean of the whole thing. We can start cleaning now, and as always, dry with a tapered paper towel. Looks like the white front face of the controller is coming out really nice and bright again. Here we are cleaning the button contacts and the ports of the main board with alcohol. Once we have it all clean, we can resolder both the rumble motors and the daughter board back to the main board. And here we have the finished third controller, which I think came out nice and bright. It was the first one to sell, which you can see here. It sold for $25, and after fees I got $19. Since I paid $9 for the controller, I made $10 profit, effectively doubling the money put into it. With this one done and already sold, let's move on to the next. The fourth controller is a model 1537 with a battery cover that is aftermarket, so I will end up replacing it with a plain black one that I have. It seems pretty dirty overall. Let's plug it into the game tester like the others to see what's wrong, if anything. After testing thoroughly, I couldn't really find anything wrong with it, other than maybe the left bumper sticking a bit, but once again it was hard to tell. Upon further testing, I found a mechanical error with the joystick housing that seemed to make it stick in an up position. Since all the buttons work well, I'm hoping that a good clean will fix this controller. Let's start by getting the grips off and then unscrewing the housing. After the housing comes off, we can inspect the area where the joystick was sticking. There doesn't really seem to be anything we can see from this angle. We can take off the back housing to get a better view of the board, but still don't really see too much of anything. There does seem to be a little bit of hair in the joystick, but I'm thinking it's mostly just sticking because the housing is dirty. We can now get all the buttons out of the controller and give them a good thorough cleaning. After the cleaning and putting it all back together, it looks great. So we can test it again now, and the gamepad tester is showing everything is now working. We are moving right along now. That's 4 out of 5 done. Let's move on to the last controller. The last controller we have to fix is another black model 1537 controller. This time, we're lucky enough to have the back battery cover. It has the standard amount of dirt and grime you would come to expect at this point in the video, and we'll be cleaning that off. That being said, if you're at this point in the video, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. It would really go a long way for me. Thanks. This time, when we plug it into the gamepad tester, we see that the left stick won't go the whole way up. I'm hoping this is just another potentiometer fix, similar to the first controller we did. Now let's get into it and tear down the controller, starting by unscrewing the housing. When we inspect the bad joystick, we don't immediately see any problems, pointing to a probable bad pot. Let's continue on by desoldering the daughter board to get a better view of everything and to clean. Also, disassembling it is required to replace the bad potentiometer. After cleaning the controller and replacing the pot, we can test it again with the gamepad tester. We can see now that the stick is going the whole way up and returning, and all the buttons are working. It's fixed. Between filming this video and editing it, another controller sold for the same price as the other one I showed on screen. So at this time, we've at least made our money back. I'm going to take the time to post them all as a lot and list them on other sites besides eBay as well. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video, and hopefully you'll comment on what you want me to fix next.